In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to easily draw shrubs using pens and markers. These are two examples I will work through in this tutorial. I will start with a light pencil sketch, then trace it with a pen. Later, I will share tips about how to add shading. If you would like to learn more drawing techniques, consider subscribing. I will list which marker I used in the description box. First, let's briefly talk about the fundamental shading for a sphere. A sphere has a range of value including highlight, light, midtone, core shadow, cast shadow, and reflected light. Same values can be applied when you are drawing a shrub. Let's get started by drawing two circles to simplify the shape of the shrub. Then we can go over the circle with some marks to simulate the shape of the leaf. You can draw those marks by using the pencil first, then later trace it with pen. Here are some tips for how to draw these pointy and leaf-shaped marks. First, make sure your marks follow a radial direction. Second, add variations on size and density. The light source is from the upper left-hand corner, so you can draw more marks on the lower right part of this shrub to create a darker value as a part of the core shadow. There are other styles of marks you can draw to simulate different types of leaves. To explore more styles, you can check my other tutorials. Once you finish drawing these marks, grab a medium shade of green marker. We can start to color. The key is using one marker to create 3 different shades of colors by controlling your speed and strength. Draw straight strokes first to fill the entire shrub. The speed of your strokes here need to be fast so you can get a lighter shade of this color. I left a white space here, but that was a failed attempt. I thought it would work as a highlight, but it was too bright. I filled this white space later. You can always try different methods of coloring to figure out which way is the most efficient for you. Now, use the same marker to put more ink in the core shadow area to make it darker. I'm drawing curved strokes while following the shape of this shrub. Notice I didn't add darker shade all the way to the right side edge, because the area around the lower right edge is gonna be the reflected light later, which is lighter than the core shadow, but should not be brighter than the highlight. Now we need to wait the ink to dry so we can use the same marker to go over the core shadow area a couple more times to add more contrast. Grab a second marker to color the cast shadow area. The cast shadow is darker than the core shadow. So the first layer is already dry. I'm using the first marker to add a more darker value in the core shadow area. You can also use a pen to do some hatching to add a darker value. Here you can draw some V-shaped marks and some dots to add a texture. Since the contrast in the core shadow area is still not strong enough, I'm using the second marker to do only a few strokes to add more contrast. The final step is using a correction pen to add some highlight. I'm using a yellow marker to add a little bit of warm tone to this color. I feel like my light area is a little bit too dark, so I used a white pencil to lighten it. Use the same technique, we can do another practice. I did this drawing twice because the first time I forgot recording, but the second time I didn't do well because I drew too fast. There are two things can be improved in the left side drawing. First, the proportion is not smooth enough. Second, the size of the first shrub is not large enough to create a strong perspective. But don't be afraid of making mistakes, we all learn from mistakes. The rest of this video will be the full process of how I created this small drawing. I hope you enjoy watching this tutorial and have learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.